looking at the deployment of environmentally responsive rangers, these are community scouts. Basically, if they realize there is no benefit out of the deployment, then they'll just give up, they'll be relaxed, so they will be even aiding the poaching. So what is actually the term of engagement for the community scouts, for the community members? Because if I have rangers on my side as the UWA, then I engage the community and give them information, because there is information sharing. The moment they are they are dissatisfied or they are disgruntled, then they will be aiding the illegal activities and possibly go on the other side where there's too much money. So what are the terms of engagement?
Yeah, Don mentioned something that's so critical. We run massive risks with proper employment strategy, because you're upskilling these guys, you're giving them institutional knowledge on how the park works, how to get in and out of the park, where the assets in the park are, etc. And if you don't look after them, you're absolutely spot on. You're going to end up with a team of the most highly educated poachers.
Yes, yes.
That's one of the risks. We're actually opening up a university for future poachers if we don't do it correctly. So my ladies at the bottom of that pyramid, I'll just go all the way back to the beginning. They are very well paid, by the way, and they live under wonderful conditions. So they have hot water showers, smart television with Wi-Fi connections, proper kitchens, proper fridges and freezers. I mean, they lack for nothing. They really do live, when they're off duty, they live well, and they get paid nicely as well. And it's become a career choice, a lifetime career choice for them to be in that unit, and that's very important. They're 21 days on in the field inside the park, and then the other 10 days they're back at home in the communities. It's the same with my tactical response team. So I think the way to secure, I can never outcompete financially the poaching syndicates. I don't think any of our organizations can afford to pay somebody more than what a rhino's horn is worth, or a pangolin, which is my other big problem here. But what we can invest in is loyalty. There's one big misconception. Not everybody from a rural community wants to be a crook. In fact, it's one of the rarest constructs. Most of those people that are below the breadline would rather plant vegetables and herd goats than become a criminal. And that we have to recognize that, and by offering somebody like one of those young women, if I offer one of them a good salary, a really decent salary, I know that 8 people in that community are benefiting directly from that salary. And by using the tribal structure as part of my recruitment process, the chief phones that family and said, your daughter or your son has been selected to work inside the park. Don't let me down. So, there's a number of things, but the bottom line, John, what you're saying is so true. Unless we look after them and make sure that we integrate them into the global community, making sure they can buy nice things, have access to information like TVs and so on, we're going to lose them over to the other side. It is true. Poaching syndicates target our people. They literally find them outside of their working time and target them and sit down with them and offer them wonderful things, things that I could never hope to offer them. So all I've got on my side is the loyalty. That's, John, have I answered a little bit of your question?
You're very right, a little bit of it. And, when the community members have, they earn more money from the syndicates, then we're likely to lose, depending on their social problems on their side. But like you said, yes, most of the community members possibly are good. They are good. And probably what we need to do is vet them before we take them on. Probably that will work. But even when we do that, we need to ensure there is a benefit that they get out of the activities that they are going to do. If they don't, they will definitely be the best poachers.
Absolutely. The PhD in poaching, yeah. That is true. I want to add quickly to that and just say that, you know, we have to shift our, I have to believe that my animals and what have you are actually doing okay inside the park. They're happy. They don't know I exist as well, you know, and they're not coming to me and saying, you know, I'm going to break that warden's water pipes tonight because he was mean to me yesterday, he chased me with his Land Rover. You know, they're not vindictive thinkers, the animals. So where, you know, where must we invest and where must we try and suppress is in the communities. And it was really such an eye-opener for us to recognize that if I want to educate children in the school, first I have to provide a nice place for them to be taught, a conducive teaching environment with stimulating materials and so on, and also for the teacher to come to work. And then we thought, okay, now we've got all these great lesson plans and beautiful classrooms and so on. How do they school? They have to wade across the Salati River and the Letaba River, and when that thing is in flood and the crocodiles are all over the place and what have you, etc. And it's a long way to walk. So then we said, let's get onto the donkeys and get the donkey carts mobilized. And then we realized that the donkey carts are broken down every 5 minutes and the tires are flat and so on. So let's fix the donkey carts, you know, and then we have to get feed for the donkeys and then we have to feed the kids. So it became a matrix. If you just want to educate a child, it's not one block. It's a matrix of strings that you have to pull together before that information is going to settle in the child. And then we realized after 8 hours at school and they go home, we lose it. It's almost like Control-Alt-Delete, because when they get home, they are under a different regime, their parents and so on. So we had to engage the parents. We had to start the Scout and Cub movement for them as well. I'm super proud of that project. It's run by 6 of those mamas that you saw in that uniform, 6 of them plus the head teacher at any one time is in that community, engaging at the schools, sorting it out, and it's a massive investment, but it's seen the biggest returns.